welcome back to my channel. Today's video is another Cartier unboxing, and if you follow me on Instagram you would have already known this, that I already purchased something from Cartier, and I also purchased something from Louis Vuitton. I do have another video of that, but I'm still editing it. But I did want to get this one out here first because I'm just so excited to show you guys. I thought I'd just make this an unboxing video, briefly touch upon the new products that Cartier is releasing in September, and then also because now that I've pretty much almost finished my ring collection, so this is another ring, to discuss the pros and cons of each one. So I thought I would just do this one big video to show you guys what I just got, and then also make it valuable and actually show you what I recommend and just do it all in one. So that is what this video will be about. So I'll put some timestamps down below if you want to skip the unboxing, maybe just go to the review, or you want to hear about the Cartier new releases. I'll put that all down below so you don't have to watch the whole thing if you don't want to, but it would mean a lot if you do. So without further ado, let's get straight into the unboxing. Okay, so this is something that I don't think a lot of, I haven't seen an unboxing video done on YouTube. I tried looking one up because I really wanted to see how, sometimes you like seeing things in videos, and that's just how I like to look at some things if I can't actually go in person. I did try it on, so I knew what size I needed, but I just want to see how other people were enjoying this piece, and it wasn't really on the internet. So hopefully this is educational for someone that is interested in this ring, and let's get straight to it. So it does come in this lovely red box, my favorite box of them all, the red Cartier box. It comes in the classic Cartier box. All the ring boxes are the same size. So I have all my rings over here for the comparison video, and they're all the same box size. So this is kind of the classic box that you'll get when you receive a ring. And then without further ado, here it is. So it is the Cartier Juste on Clou double wrap with diamonds in rose gold. So this one is in rose gold. This is my first rose gold piece from Cartier. I'll try to see if it will focus. If not, like I said, I'm doing a comparison video later on in this video, so I definitely will get more close-ups. But this is in rose gold with diamonds. It has diamonds right along the nail, and then one diamond at the tip. And again, I'll have better close-ups later on in the video, but I love this ring. This is size 55. I can wear it on my pointer finger, my middle finger, and my thumb. So again, I'll go more into wearing them and all those details later on into the video. I don't want to repeat myself so that you guys aren't hearing the same information twice. So this is really just unboxing it, showcasing what I just recently purchased. And now let's get straight into Cartier's new releases. So if you guys have been on any of the forums or just have seen through Instagram and other hashtags, Cartier is releasing a new thin Juste in Clou with diamonds, and they're also making the thin Juste in Clou, this one, with diamonds all around. And I'll insert pictures right above here so that you guys can have a look. The pricing, I believe, now there's been a lot of rumor and talk that Cartier's having a price increase. I haven't had a definitive answer. I mean, I think it's depending on your country. So I've heard a lot of people say like 4%, some people say 8%, some people say only on like the higher end jewelry, like with diamonds, some people say everything. Some people say it's not gonna affect the Love and the Jute collection, but I don't know for certain. So I know a lot of people, depending on where you live, might have heard different things, but I can't definitively say what is or is not increasing. I just know that the rumor does stem to be around September, partially September 1st. So that's a few days away. So we'll either know or not know. And maybe if not September 1st, at least for the States, then maybe later in the year. And that would make sense. I mean, obviously they have high markups. That is given with any luxury brand. but gold prices have skyrocketed. So on a margin basis, they're actually making less even though they're charging the same. And other fashion houses have already increased price 1-2 times, probably going on their third time in just a month or so. So it definitely doesn't seem out of the ordinary. I would say in terms of other fashion houses, Cartier doesn't really increase their prices compared to the Chanel, the Louis Vuitton, and more of the apparel accessory designers versus jewelry. I would say Cartier really has kept its prices pretty consistent. I know at one point I think they decreased their Cartier love bracelet years back because gold went way down. But yeah, so it makes sense if they do increase it. I know they're still making probably very good margins, but obviously with everything going on, you want to be able to sustain those margins. And if your consumer can afford the price increase, which this is a luxury brand, so they are attracting consumers that might not have necessarily felt from a spending standpoint as much as other contemporary or just normal brands. So they're playing on a whole different field, just like Chanel and Louis Vuitton. They have a totally different, customer base and who they're even attracting to. And I know even people that you have to take time to save up and this is a really, really monumental piece for you. At the end of the day, that's not their core customer. I know that's not what anyone wants to hear, but just from business standpoint and why they're increasing prices is because that their average consumer can afford that. So that is just kind of an update on Cartier, on new pieces being released, pricing, and just a little business insight, I guess, just to give some backstory on why they might be increasing their prices. And so far, what I've heard for the thin Juste Clou bracelet, in the US, it's priced at $4,300 without tax, and that's with the diamonds. And I know the thin Juste Clou is a little over $3,000 without diamonds, so just a thin Juste Clou. So it's a very good, I don't want to say affordable for Cartier, but attractive price point, because the actual thick regular Juste Clou retails for $6,800, and then add diamonds on that, and I think it's like $10,000 or $12,000, which is just insane. So from affordability, attractiveness, obviously it's a lot less gold, the look is a lot more dainty, some people say flimsy, but if you want the same look but maybe just a little bit of the different width, that's a really good alternative. I know people have had issues with it, but Cartier's still releasing it, so from my point of view, it can't be that many issues where I feel like if it was, they would have either fixed the mechanism or they wouldn't be selling it anymore if it just didn't make sense. That is coming out and it's very exciting. I can't wait to try it on. That's something I'm looking into because I have the regular love bracelet, but I tried on the Juste Clou thick version. I thought it was just too bulky with this on my wrist, so I definitely want to see how the diamonds look on the thin Juste Clou. If you guys have seen it, are purchasing it, have any details, please let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. So without further ado, now let's get straight into the comparison video. I thought this view would be the easiest and would actually give you the most detail into seeing the rings versus seeing my face, because I know what you guys really want to see are these rings and a more detailed analysis on them. So let's start off with the first piece I purchased, which was about 2 years ago when the thin version of the Juste Clou was released. Keep in mind the thick and the Juste Clou collection as a whole has been around for years, but they recently, just like they're releasing in September, just a newer, product mix into their collection. So this came out about 2 years ago, and it retails for $1,120. And just to keep in mind, Cartier yellow gold and rose gold pieces are priced the same. White gold is priced differently. It is a little more expensive. So the white gold piece in this version retails for $1,200. Next is the Cartier wedding band in yellow gold. It retails for $1,070, and the white gold retails for $1,140. Next is the wedding band size with 1 diamond, and this retails for $2,160. Keep in mind this is the white gold version. The yellow gold and rose gold retails for $2,020. Another thing to note is that the white gold, if it does have a diamond, you do get the rhodium plating, which makes it shinier. As you can see, it is a little more shinier. I should have cleaned my rings prior to this video, but my rings are definitely dirty from just lotion, hand sanitizer. So just, you know, pretend that's not there. But yeah, so the regular white gold does have more of a silver look to it. I personally prefer the rhodium plating. I prefer my white gold to be more on the shiny side, but just keep in mind that what you're seeing here is not the true color of a normal white gold piece without any diamonds. So if it has no diamonds, you're gonna get more of just a darker silver look to the white gold versus the shininess of the rhodium plating. Lastly, this is, I call it the double wrap Juste Clou with diamonds. I believe on the website, they just specify it as Juste Clou ring, but I think it makes the most sense to say double wrap because it kind of goes around again, and then it does have diamonds. This is in rose gold, and this retails for $4,000. The white gold version of this retails for $4,300. Again, just to give you a closer look of it, it does have diamonds around the nail, and then it just has one little diamond at the end. So these are the 4 rings. These are the ones I own. Obviously, there's different metals. You could have white gold, rose gold. You could have some with diamonds, no diamonds. And these are just a few Cartier pieces that Cartier actually has to offer. But I thought it'd still be beneficial because I think these are very popular pieces, at least these 2. And these are a little more unique in terms of, I think more people go for these 2 versions in the thin or thick styles. And then these are a little less, I don't want to say known, but not as many people purchase them. So I think it'd also be just beneficial for anyone looking into these and would like to see a video, because that was something that I wanted, but I didn't really see that many videos or any videos on those pieces. Next, we will talk about sizing. So sizing varies dramatically dependent on the piece, on how your hand is composed. It is really a wild card, especially with Cartier sizing. I have tons of people always, comment or DM me on Instagram about sizing, and to be quite honest, it is there's some things that are set in stone. So one thing I can note is that the Cartier Love style is tighter than the Cartier Juste Clou. So to put it in an example, this is a size 52 and this is a size 52. This fits easily on my pointer finger, my middle finger, my thumb. This fits easily on my ring finger. It has trouble going onto my middle finger, and it's definitely not going onto my pointer or thumb. And what I contribute that to is the way the ring is styled. So if you could see here, it's a smaller band. It's thinner. Most of the ring is concentrated right here where you see the 3D effect and you have the nail head. Versus Cartier Love is, while this is the thinner piece, when looking against the Juste Clou, you could tell that this is flatter. So you have Cartier engravings flatter against the surface. Depending on how your fingers are composed, like for me, on my knuckle, it kind of bulges out more and then it goes a little thinner. This can be difficult to get on, and it is difficult to get on right where my knuckle is, because it has a larger, flatter circumference of ring to have to go down. So like this, you have to make sure this whole width is able to go past your knuckle. Versus this is a lot smaller of a circumference. So you might have some trouble, but it's easier because there's not that much you have to try to squeeze through on a flatter surface, if that makes sense. So in general, I would say that you would size up or down dependent on which ring you're getting. And that also correlates to the bracelet sizing. For Juste and Clou, you're usually supposed to go one size down from your love bracelet and vice versa. So if I were to get the Juste and Clou, I would do a 15 because my bracelet's a 16. So just in terms of the sizing, it's pretty, I would say that's universal, where the Juste and Clou just runs bigger naturally given its shape. Another thing I would note too is that this is the thin version of the wedding band, but I would 99% say that if I were to have the thick version, I would need probably a size or 2 up, because again, it's just a larger circumference that has to get through my knuckle, and that is the most difficult part when putting this ring on and trying to get, for instance, on my middle finger. So I would say if it's thicker, you would probably even need to size up more, because it's just more width that needs to get past a certain point, at least for me, on my knuckle. So this one, I decided to actually get a size 53, which this fits fine on my ring finger and fits comfortably on my middle finger and pointer finger. And this is one size up. And it is a little thicker, but very slightly. And that just shows that it really is one size bigger or smaller depending on which one you're getting. And then lastly, so because this goes around twice, you actually need a bigger size. So I think I ended up getting a 55, which is slightly on the bigger side. I still easily fit it on my middle, pointer, and thumb, but I would have been able to use a 54 and that would have fit fine as well. So I would say you probably need 2 sizes up for this ring if you're going from a thin Juste and Clou to the double wrap, just because again, there's more circumference, therefore there's just more of the ring that needs to get through potentially difficult part of your finger. For me, my knuckles. So that is just sizing. So if you, as you can see, they're kind of across the board dependent on where it's fitting, the circumference, and how the ring is built. So definitely keep that in mind. Hopefully that just gives you some idea of looking at my fingers and just kind of getting a gauge for what sizing might fit you. But definitely, if you can, try it on in store, because the sizing just varies dramatically, like I mentioned before, and it just, for ease of mind, I mean, you can always return it, but if you really want to just see how it fits in person, and everyone's preferences are different and they vary. Some people like rings tighter, some people like rings looser. So your best bet is just always go on and try in store, because the sizing here is definitely just very different from, I would say, normal ring sizing. The next category we will be discussing is wear and tear. So this is, I would say, probably the most important, because if you are a picky person, there's definitely certain rings that you should just not purchase, because you are going to find out very quickly that you'll be very disappointed. And let me actually, go into the details now. For instance, if you are a person that does not like to see scratches and you prefer your jewelry to look very pristine, I would say you should go for the Juste and Clou collection. My reasoning is that I've had this for 2 years. And I mean, to me, it doesn't look like I've had it for 2 years. But you see this ring, I've had it for maybe 4 months, and it looks like I've had it for 2 years. The Love collection in general wears very fast because it is a flat surface, and this is 18 karat gold. So this is a very fine metal. So the more metal concentration, the more delicate the metal actually is. So if you take, say, a 12 karat or a 10 karat, that's going to be a little more durable. It's going to be a little more resistant to scratches. Versus if you take something like these that are made out of 18 karat gold, rose gold, white gold, they're going to scratch a lot more quickly because it's just a more delicate material. It's just more fine. It's just softer overall. But if you don't want to notice that there's that many scratches, the Juste and Clou collection works perfectly because the design. So the way the design is, it's just a lot harder to see the scratches. There's scratches on this, but because of the way it has just a normal ring look to it. So I feel like this is how most rings look. It's just like that. I don't even know how to explain it, but just this style. And then the really only thing different is the nail head. So the nail head, you'll definitely see scratches because that is, again, a flat surface. But where it is more like cylinder-esque looking, you're just gonna not notice as many scratches because it's just less circumference to actually be able to, like, with an eye, like with the naked eye, be able to look at. Versus this is a lot more flatter surface. That is the whole ring look to the Love collection, is this flat surface with, you know, the Cartier engravings. And because of that, it just shows scratches right away. And even the bracelets, like anything with this design is just going to show scratches right away because of the style. This is also the Love ring, and it has some scratches. I would say a little less noticeable because it has a shiny look versus the dull yellow gold look. I mean, this was very shiny, but it's gone a little more dull just from wear. Or I feel like this still just looks shinier than this because of the style, the way it's designed. And then again, I expect this to wear the same as this because it's the same style. Even though it's a little bigger, it still has the same design. So I would say Juste and Clou, from a wearability and wear and tear point of view, I would say definitely recommend because you just notice scratches a lot less. Versus if you are more picky and you don't want to see any scratches, I would definitely not purchase the Love collection because all of them are going to get scratched, but these you see a lot less than this style because of the way it's designed. The next category, and this is just, you know, just to show you guys some finger candy, if that's, you know, arm candy, but I guess for fingers, how I stack them. So this is like the most fun part of owning these rings, is that you can stack them in so many different ways depending on your mood, what you're feeling, or just for fun. So I'll just like quickly show you how I stack them, and just to give you a better perception on, you know, if you're looking to these pieces, what you can do with them later on if you or want to purchase more of them. So this one, this is what I did yesterday, and I thought this was very cool. So if you put the ring this way, where the nail head is, the nail is facing toward your arm, and then the flat part, or I guess the flat nail part, is facing toward your arm, and the wraparound is facing out, not next to your arm. You'll see what I mean, but you could do that. And that's kind of cool. I haven't ever seen anyone do that. It's kind of interesting. And then you can also, so you could put this, and then also just stack this one on top, so you can wear it like that. It's really cool. You know, it's not something you would wear every day, but it's just something different if you want just something a little more unique, because I feel like everyone does this, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone stack it like this. So you could do that. Another thing you could do, or I like to do, is actually stack it. I always like stacking it this way, where, at least when I'm stacking the two Love rings, stacking this against, just so it's flatter, and then kind of leaving the nail head or the more bulky part outside, so it's not clashing. And then we could do that. Also, like I said, I could fit this on my thumb, so if I wanted it like that, or you can always just put it on your other finger, and you can wear it like that. And then I have my bracelet over here, so I can wear it with my bracelet on this side. Another thing, I could do that. I could put them on my ring. I probably wouldn't wear that there. I wouldn't probably just wear that, maybe just wear these two. I like it also over here, and that's nice. So there's just like a ton of different ways to wear it, but that's just some of the ways I like to wear it. But most of the time, probably just do this and wear it like that, or just even sometimes wear them by themselves, because honestly these all look really nice by themselves. The only thing I'd say is that this one I do not like wearing by itself. I do prefer this stacked, because I just think it complements more when it's stacked with something. Sometimes I feel like it gets a little more muted or drowned out if it's just by itself. And sometimes I've worn it by itself. Like if I'm just working at home and I just want to put a ring on, then I'll put that on because it's very just dainty and small, and like I said, it's very muted, so you're not going to really notice it. And not that you wear these rings for people to notice them, but if I'm wearing a ring, I personally like it to be able to stand on its own, or I feel like this one has a hard time doing that. And there's probably a lot of people that do wear it on its own, but just from my opinion, how I like things to look, I just feel like it looks better stacked. Last thing I want to talk about is which one do I recommend? I recommend all of them. That's why I own them. I mean, let's be honest, I own all of them for a reason. I was even thinking that it might have been a little redundant to own this one and this one because I didn't think I could even wear them together. But honestly, depending on my mood, sometimes I want the double wrap, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I want to stack this with these two. I wouldn't stack this with these two because it'd just be too much. At least for me, it'd be too much. But if you have to start off, if you're going with a starter piece, I definitely recommend the thin Juste Clou. I do not regret in any circumstance purchasing this first because it's able to stand by itself. Like I'll show you, like this is how I wore it for 2 years by itself, and I just think it looks so nice by itself because of the 3D effect, because it does have the nail head, so it adds a little more just depth and just overall look to the ring versus the flat version of the love rings. I think these look very pretty on their own, but I think if you get the wedding band size, it does become a little drowned out and muted and not really noticeable, like the design, unless it's stacked with another love ring or a Juste Clou. So I definitely recommend from first piece starting out with the Juste Clou. Unless you just don't like the collection, then I would say obviously go with the love ring. I would probably just recommend the one with the one diamond because it just adds a little more flair. I do prefer the thickness of this one. So there's a thicker version. I don't have the thicker version, but this is the wedding band size. This is also the wedding band size, but because it has one diamond, they have to make it thicker so that it can actually hold the diamond. So I prefer actually this width on my finger in general, but they don't make it unless you have the one diamond. So I would be fine with wearing this by itself, and this looks really nice on my middle finger, but I really do love the yellow gold one to stack. I think the wedding band size by itself with no diamonds is just such a great stacking piece, where this ring with the one diamond, obviously the double wrap, and the thin Juste Clou really do look nice by themselves. They don't need to be stacked, but obviously if they are stacked, they do complement very well, and they just add a little more flair to your ring collection. This one is just gorgeous by itself. You don't even need to stack it or even have any other rings because I just love the diamond look to it. I actually really am loving the rose gold on my complexion. I've been a really big fan of yellow gold, but now I'm seeing the rose gold and I'm loving it. So let me know down below if you own any of these pieces or any Cartier pieces in general. Which metals do you prefer? What's on your wish list? Anything and everything about Cartier. Hopefully this video was very useful. If you have any additional questions, please don't hesitate to reach out in the comment section or DM me on my Instagram at _New York Sensation. I love hearing from you guys. I love talking to you guys, especially about luxury items. Obviously, it's my passion. That's why I make these videos. It's for fun. So definitely, even if you just want to chat about anything that you're contemplating, always feel free to reach out. I love hearing from you guys. And I will see you guys in my next video. So stay tuned. I do have another Louis Vuitton unboxing with some Burberry items in there. I know you guys requested a small leather goods video, so I'll definitely do that. And just some other videos. I know, like a questionnaire, just getting to know more about me. Just making the time to film is really just the hard part. As always, if you have any requests for a certain video, leave down a comment or you can DM me, however, whatever's easiest for you or whatever you feel most comfortable with. Definitely don't feel afraid to reach out. I love hearing from you guys. And if you haven't already, like this video, please subscribe to my channel. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. It'll be so exciting. And definitely go check out my Instagram because you'll definitely find out more information on there first prior to me posting, because it's a lot easier for me to take a picture, roast, making a video, and editing it on YouTube. Just wanted to show my face real quick because I thought it'd be a little weird if I ended this without my face on it. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you haven't, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!